2-in-1 seated calf raise machine. Because apparently I woke up one day and said, you know what would fix my life? Bigger calves.
Spoiler alert.
It won't, but we're here anyway. Now this box, it showed up with a little damage, which is kind of standard for budget equipment, but there was nothing sticking out of the box or anything. Everything was packaged decent. So we did just end up with some cosmetic scratches, which is to be expected with budget equipment. Now when I opened it, I was surprisingly greeted with enough steel to build a small bridge. The instructions, they were cute. They had that energy of, you're smart, right? You'll figure it out. Assembly, it took me way longer than it should have, and I stopped timing after putting a few pieces on the wrong way, thanks to those aforementioned instructions. In all fairness, when this arrived, Industry on HBO had just came out, so I was watching an episode while doing the assembly. You definitely want to give this your full attention during assembly because the instructions are your standard blown out schematic with the million numbers and drawings. Now to HVO's credit, they did spread it out over multiple steps, but I've just never been a fan of these kind of installation manuals, mainly because I'm kind of an idiot and I tend to look at things backwards. Now I had the option of reviewing the calf machine only or the calf machine with the tib raise. Whenever you can add a feature that doesn't make the machine bigger and doesn't take away from the primary function, I'd say always go for that because it doesn't hurt. I really like that this machine not only added the feature, but it makes sense as the calf and tib are both the lower leg, so you might as well hit it all front to back. It's sturdy, it's heavy, and it screams, you're not strong enough to use me, I'm HVO. But seriously, tib raises are a very underrated movement. If you're a runner, just like IT band stretching and foam rolling, tib raises should be mandatory, unless you do enjoy shin splints and pain. Now this thing has adjustable everything. Everything moves except my will to live. But seriously, these adjustments make it possible for this to be a 2-in-1 machine. You absolutely have to utilize these adjustments when transitioning from calf to tib. Otherwise, the movement will feel awkward and clunky. A lot of this is manually adjusting your foot placement, but also the pin placements as well. Now again, really there's no manual on how to use this machine. So if you just try to put your feet in the same place for calf raise as you do for tib raise, it will feel awkward and clunky. You do get 4 adjustment points, but if you want to go beyond those 4 holes, you can, and it still works. I'm sure they won't advertise this or recommend it, but for me, it does feel a bit more comfortable moving it just a little past the last hole. If it really became a big deal, I could just drill a hole. It's just like punching a hole in a belt. You just need the drill and the correct size drill bit, and boom. Since it's on the bottom, nobody will ever see it. But even if you really only like calf raises, all the adjustments vertically and horizontally will make this fit you instead of you having to fit the machine, which is a big plus. Now, unless you're outside of their 4'11 to 6'5 advertised user range, it'll fit you. Side note, I'm also a huge fan that they threw pads and not rollers as your thigh contact point. Now this thing, it's long, but not too long. This makes it smooth like butter. The horn slightly angling upward makes the plates slide on this easier and also eliminates the need of extra setup time with the collar. The footprints of this actually fit in my corner, as you can see here, and it takes up very little space. Now, since this is a front-loading machine, you can be up against a wall like this and be able to go in and do your calf raises. To do the calf raises, all you do is you move this little handle here, which is rubber, lift up, move over. Yeah. So this is only a 25-pound weight here, but I can still feel this hitting my calves even at just 25 pounds. And to move it back, all you've got to do is lift up, boom, and it'll hit the catch. Now for tib raises, it's going to be a little bit different. Instead of having the thigh pad all the way down, you do need to kind of move it up a little bit, which is pretty easy. You just kind of go up maybe 2 holes or so. And instead of having your heels off the back of the bar, you actually put your heels forward so they're more towards the middle of the bar. Now, these do feel a little bit weird. They kind of say like you're trying to politely lift your toes and say, oh, hey, I didn't see you there. If you've never done these before, it may feel weird. And if it does, that also means it's working. Now, I'm not saying you'll never get shin splints and you're going to be able to run further than before, but I'm also saying that won't happen either. Now, speaking of sturdiness, now this may be a budget brand, but this is sturdy with 14 gauge steel and a 760 pound weight capacity. Now, speaking of weight, its 75 pounds will hold down just about anything that you can throw at it. And if you're still skeptical because it is a brand you're not familiar with, which it's fair, it's got 3 large round rubber feet that engulf each of the 3 legs. The rear stabilizing legs are spread out about 38 inches. Now, this machine being 2 machines in one, it is great because my home gym is already one piece of equipment away from becoming a fire hazard. So more versatility, less problems. This targets muscles you forgot you never even knew existed. It's smooth, it's stable, it's surprisingly comfy, like a hug from someone who hates you. Now, there are some cons. There are no wheels, which does make this more difficult to move. You have to really watch when you lower the calf raise rate horn down to the catch. If you don't push that safety all the way over, you could easily miss it and then your weights go boom, crashing to the floor. Another con, the instructions. They could have been more clear, as I already mentioned, but as long as you're not watching a show like I was during installation, you probably will be fine. It's more than just one blown out picture, it's like 6. Another con, after this, you may start judging other people's calves. Now, who is this machine for? This is for people who are serious about leg training, or at least want to look like it. Calves to me are like the biceps of the legs. When it's nice out, it doesn't matter if you're wearing Daisy Dukes or Bermuda shorts, the calves are always going to show, and if you got it, flaunt it. If you want to pay attention to the lower half of your legs without having to pay attention to your wallet, then this sub $300 calf machine hits that sweet spot. Now, who is this not for? If you do want something portable or maybe easy to hide from your spouse, this ain't it. This is not a selectorized stack kind of commercial machine, but for a small muscle group, do you really need a huge commercial machine eating up your space and budget for them? Now, the HVO 2-in-1 seated calf raise machine, it is a beast for a home gym quality. It is sturdy, it's smooth, it'll absolutely bully your lower legs into growing,